You know, life was easier as a kid, before the weight of the world was on your shoulders. I don't know about you, but my toys were fun. They didn't sit on the shelf in the package. They got played with a lot. My name's Doug, and I miss my toys. We have many expressions in life that we hear so often, they're just ubiquitous. Familiar, right? It just so happens that, back in the day, the Intellivision utilized a couple of these expressions as game themes and titles. For this episode, we're going to look at two such titles. The first one's called SNAFU and was released by Mattel in 1981. The dictionary definition of a SNAFU is a situation marked by errors or confusion. But many of us know it as a military acronym, standing for Situation Normal, All F***ed Up. It can be used to describe a situation that's business as usual, but still bad. Back in 1981, I knew the term meant confusion or something like it, but I didn't know what it stood for. For me, it was a fun game I could play by myself or with my family and friends, and one of the few non-sports games at the time that put you in direct, simultaneous competition with the person next to you. The game boasted 16 different games in two different types. Trap games mandate that you keep your trail moving without hitting anything, while trying to force other trails into collisions. Last one standing wins the round. Kind of like Tron light cycles in slow motion. Bite games, or snakes in our house, required you to bite the segment off of your opponent by making contact with their tail and the head of your snake. The serpent at the end that still has body segments left wins. The game types had variations, which you can see listed here in the manual. Each variation changed the rules and parameters a bit, and some were definitely more fun than others. Some added obstacles to the screen, some allowed for diagonal movement, and so on. Let's take a look at SNAFU. Okay, we're getting into SNAFU here. I'm going to select game 14, which pretty much includes everything, and just one round. I'm the red guy. Here we go. We're moving. I'm going to try to get through and I'm out. Sometimes the controls don't quite do what you hope that they would do, and you wind up losing out. So what just happened? That was just a quick version of the game. Let's try it again. I'm going to select a different game this time, and we'll go for 3 rounds. I'm still the red guy. All right, so we're going here, trying to be mindful of everything. Looks like everyone trapped themselves, and brown is out. And now we're still going. Yellow's about to be out because he also trapped himself, which the computer often did. And now I'll try to get the controls to agree with me and outlast the blue guy. And I can't. Sometimes it doesn't turn quite when you think it should. We'll try that again. Everything's going fine so far. Everybody's kind of finding their own place. I just closed off those two, and they're both gone. So now it's just me and the blue guy. Let's see if I can outlast him this time. Oh, it actually worked. And it looks like he's trapped himself. So if I can get the controls to do what I want for the next 3 seconds. There. All right. And now we got one more round here. Those guys screwed themselves immediately. And now it's just me and the blue guy. Could not get the controller to turn, and I lost. Okay, and then, of course, whenever you have 2 guys left on the board or the game is over, you get one of 2 cool Intellivision tunes that plays. This one was always my favorite one. So there you go. That's what the trap games look like. Now let's take a look at the bite games, or snakes, as we call them in our house. So I'm the red one again. Technically, this is only a 2-player game, but the computer will just move indefinitely as it bounces off the walls. So I'm trying to catch the tail here, and the object is to be, the last one left with a body. So I'm going after him. I just grew another piece there. If you don't get hit for a while, you'll grow another piece. And he's getting shorter. Let's forward this a little bit. You have to be careful, too, because if you run over your own tail, you can eat yourself, which is not a good thing. Okay, I got one little thing left there to get. I'm chasing after him. There we go. And that's it. That's a fun game with 2 people to play. We played that a lot in my house. If you've ever been told that you're on thin ice, you'll feel familiar with the concept of the next game, Thin Ice. This was originally produced at Mattel in 1983, but went through many complications and changes. It was finally released via catalog by the NTV Corporation in 1986, and that's the version I have here. You can see that manufacturing costs were kept way down. The game came in a plastic Ziploc bag instead of a box, with a black and white printed cartridge, manual, and no overlays. The game was still a lot of fun though, and I'm glad they put it out there. Let's see Thin Ice. Okay, as you can see, it comes on with some lively music, which is actually called the March of the Penguins by a gentleman named George Sanger. This is his first video game composition. I really actually enjoyed the music and the sound effects in this game quite a bit. Sometimes I'd just play it just so I could hear that stuff again. And it's kind of a fun, catchy tune. It really sticks in your head. Let's get this started here so you can check it out. Okay, obviously the little penguin character, that's me. His name is Duncan. And your object here is to try to dunk everyone else in the ice. Get it? Dunking in the ice. So I'm skating around here, and I just ate a shrimp cocktail. That makes you go a little faster. And every time you close these guys up in there, you get a little further along, and the seal gets annoyed as you saw him spazzing out there. And he just caught me, and now I'm being thrown off the thing. All right, let's try that again. So I got this one left to get. Looks like I'm going to get him right here. There we go. Then you bring out the Zamboni, clean off the ice, and get ready for the next level. I always thought this game looked really cool and sounded cool. Definitely much higher quality than the packaging that came in. Okay, so now we're on the second level. You can see that by the 2 igloos up in the corner. And trying to get this going. Now, every time something crosses my line, you'll see that a portion of it disappears, so it makes it more difficult. So the seal can do that, penguins will do that, the seal will follow you. As you can see now, my line is red because he's following me. And there's a polar bear out on the ice, too. And apparently I just hit him and went flying. So you gotta watch out for that, too. Things get increasingly difficult, of course, as you go on. There'll be more obstacles, more things on the board. Try to get this guy real quick. There we go. Seal gets annoyed. You can dunk the seal too, but it's kind of difficult because of the way he moves around. There we go. Cleaning off the ice. We get ready for the next go around. Okay. You can see now that the penguins are moving closer to my stuff and I can't get the lines to stay. There we go. There's a little dancing lobster going across the thing. Okay, according to the scoring here, I would get 50 points if I can eat the lobster and an extra chance to freeze the polar bears on the board. I got the seal that time. You also get 60 points for the shrimp cocktails and the extra speed, like I'd said before. You get 1,000 for dunking the seal, 450 for getting a polar bear, and 100 for each penguin. And you get bonus points for the size of the hole that you make. It says you can get over 6,000 points for getting the entire pond and that it can be done. I don't think I ever did it, though. All right, let's skip through a little bit of this gameplay now. So this is kind of a, arcade style, rinse and repeat type of thing. But the challenge increases. Object is to get the high score. Okay, I got one last shot here. Let's see if I can do anything else to make this work. That would be a no. I got hit almost instantly and knocked in the water. So that's the end of that for me. But that was Thin Ice. I always enjoyed that game because I thought it looked so cool. And that the graphics were good and the characters actually looked like little characters. The penguin actually has a little personality and everything. And I always thought that was really neat. That concludes this episode of I Miss My Toys. Thank you so much for coming by. If you're new to the show, welcome aboard. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Tell your friends, like, share, and we'll see you the next time on I Miss My Toys.